Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is AHMAD ZAIRY bin JAMALUDIN. We from Group 6 and I am going to do voiceover on what we have done on our lab session. Lab 2, Master Cylinder, Removal, Refitting and Inspection.
For this lab activity, first we need to dismantle the master cylinder into the parts. So now the master cylinder has already been dismantled into parts. Now we go for inspection. So first we will inspect the inner surface of the master cylinder. And then we inspect the primary and secondary piston. Then we proceed to inspect the O-ring for the master cylinder. We then check the condition for the diaphragm and the brake booster whether it's working properly. We then measure the push rod end length before and after the push. After we finish inspecting the master cylinder and the brake booster, we then proceed for refitting the parts back together. When putting the piston back into the cylinder body, make sure to lubricate the interior part with hydraulic fluid.
Hi, my name is SYAFFA'AFIQAH binti AZHARI. My matrix number B09100198. Okay, today I will explain to you about master cylinder component. Okay, here, wait. Here we have cylinder kit, which is consists two component, which is spring and piston. Here is spring, and on top of spring have piston. Okay, this is a brake fluid reservoir, and inside the brake fluid reservoir have a fluid level sensor. Okay, fluid level sensor ni used to sense signal to vehicle dashboard. So let's say if you in low level, so like indicating will show. Okay, this is a strainer, and this is pin. Pin is insert here. When we assembly spring piston, so pin will be in master cylinder body. So okay, so this is a master cylinder body used to control device that convert force into hydraulic pressure. Okay, this is a diaphragm master cylinder, which is a rubber diaphragm goes up and down with the fluid and keep out any dust or moisture. It's located under the cap. For grommet master cylinder reservoir, its material is a rubber. It's located here, both on top master cylinder body. So it used to seal the lower brake master reservoir to the master cylinder. And then this is a cap. Okay, for your information, strainer it's located on here also in breadfruit reservoir. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, for question 1, based on your finding, what is the effect of pushrod and length to brake performance? First, the apply force is delayed when the length of the pushrod exceeds the range between the clearance of the tip push rod and the piston retainer. When you let go of the pedal brake, the effect pushes the push rod to always come into contact with the piston retainer. Brake performance will suffer as a result. This is because the push rod and master cylinder piston are pressed against each other. If the rod is too long, the master cylinder does not slide easily out to contact the booster. Okay, next question 2. Name type of brake oil used for your car. Next, can different type of brake oil be used and why? Okay, first, what type we use for our vehicle is .3 brake oil. .3 different between 3 dot fluid braking fluid is .3, .4 and .5. So .3 and .5 is glycol based, while .5 is silicone based. Okay. The key distinction between .3 and .4 is that .5 does not absorb water. Next, the boiling point of .3 or .4 brake fluid drops when it absorbs water, because it can collect water from the air. We should avoid opening the brake fluid reservoir in our car. For the same reason, we should always keep brake fluid tanks tightly closed. Next, water does not absorb .5 fluid. This implies that the boiling point will remain relatively constant, but any water that does get into your brake system will tend to develop pure water pockets, which could lead to brake damage. Two more things to remember about brake fluid. .3 and .4 it paint, so don't spill either on our vehicle. Furthermore, no two types of braking fluid should be blended. They may react negatively with one another, corroding our brake system.
Okay, my name is SYAFFA'AFIQAH. I will explain to you about hydraulic tubes, name that connected to master cylinder and where all tubes are connected. Okay, first front brake tube. Connect to front brake system, which is this brake, and second tube is rear tube, which is connect to rear brake system. So front have disc brake and rear have drum brake. Next we have what is the function of diaphragm. Okay, the answer is the pressure on the diaphragm force it forward, supplying pressure on the master cylinder piston.
Hi, my name is RUZATUL RASLAM. So for this lab 2, for the combination of master cylinder, the inner surface of master cylinder, we find that it is in good condition. Next, the primary and the secondary piston is rusty. When we check, then the diaphragm is in good condition. Also the brake boosters. Then we find that the O-ring is tightly at the piston. Next, for the inspection of master cylinder, the push rod and when we find that the V4 is 1.95 millimeter, then after we check, we get the length is 3.60 millimeter.
So, conclusion based on lab 2 master cylinder, we were able to inspect the master cylinder assembly's condition. We also looked at the component to see if it was damaged, and we had to replace it with a new one before putting it together. It may cause the brake to fail to function properly. Not only that, we learned how to replace the master cylinder assembly part, and lastly, we will be able to name every component of the master cylinder assembly correctly. Thank you.